horror can mean so many different things, and I love that these filmmakers are all saying something different. They're doing it in a different way, and they're also utilizing horror in different ways as well.
I'm just so excited for what this means for the future of independent cinema and how to get people to engage and see these projects.
Welcome to Twin Spin with your co-host, the Neo Twins. This is the show where fascinating people, real conversations, and a whole lot of laughs all end up in the same place, all with a twist of twin.
And hello everyone. Welcome back to yet another lovely solo episode of Twin Spin with just none other than your co-hosts, Andrew and myself. Andrew, so good to see you once again. How are you doing?
Great to see you too, man. I'm doing good. You know, I'm alive. I'm present.
Yes.
I am here.
Yes.
I am queer. And so are you.
Oh, yes. What a coincidence.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah.
Can't complain. And we have a very lovely topic for today's solo episode. I'm surprised it's taken us until now to go into a filmmaking topic.
It's kind of funny. You and I are both filmmakers, but we ironically haven't really talked much about filmmaking topics.
No, we've talked about a lot of other things.
But that changes today.
Yes, it does. Because we're going to be talking about how, especially this year, the gateway for independent filmmaking has really been opening a lot more with the releases of two big movies that have just exploded into movie theaters everywhere, which is, of course, the films Backrooms and Obsession. And according to Variety magazine, I have some lovely stats right here that I'm going to read real quick.
Yeah, get all statistics on us, Adrian.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But according to Variety, the two micro-budget movies have collectively grossed over $445 million worldwide and have defeated massive studio franchises at the box office. And according to the Wall Street Journal, about 86% of ticket buyers were under the age of 35.
Wow. Okay.
Highlighting a massive shift towards, as they put it, a digitally native demographic filling theater seats. And according to the New York Times, Obsession is one of the first films since E.T. in 1982 to see an increase in ticket sales in its second and third non-holiday weekends, heavily propelled by word of mouth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this honestly goes back. You and I have been talking about stuff like this for years. The idea that, because I know Obsession's budget was $750,000. I think that was just like the pure production budget. That was not accounting for marketing and all
whereas
that.
Backroom, I think, was $10 million.
Yeah, but I mean, even I use Obsession specifically because, I mean, 10 million, not everybody has 10 million lying around like that, but like, I mean, less than $1 million. I mean, that is considered like a micro budget.
I mean, anything under $1 million.
Anything under $1 million is like micro budget.
Yeah.
And the idea that a $750,000 film could be seeing this kind of return is insane.
Right.
But this is, I mean, they're not the first micro budget horror film to be, you know, I mean, they're the one in like recent memory to achieve this, but I mean, Blair Witch Project is something I always refer to. Paranormal Activity is another.
Yes.
I mean, these are two films that had like super tiny budgets, but they do it in a way that's compelling, in a way that's captivating.
Yeah.
And I mean, Blair Witch Project, I think, actually has the record for one of the most profitable, if not the most profitable film in history.
Yeah.
Because I think it was shot for like what? Like the 20,000, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
And it made over 200 million, and that was back in the day. I mean, it kind of for inflation, that'd probably be even more. And so this is something that I always say that it's like, I've seen films where the budget is 10 million and it looks like it was shot for 50,000.
Right.
But I've seen films on the flip side of that were shot for like 50, 100,000, but look like they cost millions of dollars to make.
Produce.
You know, and this is all the proof that Hollywood needs, and they're continuing to see that when you have these original ideas that are done in a very captivating way with people who know what they're doing, you can see not only massive returns, but you see audiences who are hungry and ready to see original content and support original films.
Yeah.
The proof is right there.
Exactly. And to see how these films have been surpassing massive studio-funded movies. Like I think I saw, and then we talked about this the other day, that I think it was one day during the week at the box office, I think it was it Obsession or the Backrooms that surpassed The Mandalorian
Yeah.
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 You know, a massive movie surpassed by this smaller indie original horror movie.
Yeah.
Which, man, like, I cannot recall the last time I've ever seen something like this surpass something like that. You know, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, even just to refer back to that stat that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
That its first weekend it made like 17 million.
Yes.
And then its second weekend it made 26 million. And then its third weekend it made 27 million.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, horror films pretty much always see just abysmal drops after weekend one.
Yeah.
And so to see it actually continue to make more and more money, I think it took until the fourth weekend for it to finally start going down.
Yep.
But even then, it's holding steady. It's been holding steady. You know, I know by the time that this episode comes out, it'll probably be out of theaters. But even still, I mean, this run that it's been having is legendary.
Yeah. Like some folks have even been comparing this to like the Barbenheimer phenomenon that happened a few years ago. Like, granted, you can't really combine the two names as well, I think.
I would say
like,
it doesn't really quite match as well. What would you call it?
what?
Obsession rooms? Or
Obsession? Or like...
yeah, Obsession or Obsession rooms?
You know, Act Room? I don't know. That doesn't have a good ring.
Yeah.
But still, like, two films that are both having really marvelous times at the box office, you know? And so, you know, on top of that, it's also just like this recent increase in love for horror, which I know you're also a big fan of, because I know it's one of your favorite genres, and slowly over time it's become one of my favorite now as well.
Well, I think the reason why a lot of people, you know, have the opinions they have about horror is because, I mean, yes, I would argue that most horror films really don't bring anything new to the genre. It's very derivative. It's very lazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, between Weapons and Obsession and Backrooms, I mean, you're just seeing this rise in horror films, you know, Hereditary. I mean, you're seeing horror being taken as serious as a genre because people are seeing the different avenues that you can utilize to explore.
Oh, yeah.
Horror can mean so many different things. And I love that these filmmakers are all saying something different. They're doing it in a different way. And they're also utilizing horror in different ways as well.
Yeah.
You know, even though Obsession has jump scares, it's incredibly effective the way that they do it. And I just want to say, I mean, I haven't been genuinely scared watching a horror film in years.
Right.
The fact that I was hiding under my shirt watching Obsession, I was genuinely scared of Mickey. That says something.
Right.
And I think that having these creators who have been doing video for a while and know what they're doing and they know their audiences super well.
Yeah.
That translates into a film that, wouldn't you know, finds an audience.
And you bring about another good point in that these filmmakers did not get to where they are today by going the traditional film festival route. You know, that's usually for the longest time how we've even ourselves have gone about, you know, releasing our projects. But to see that they've started off online, gained followings there, and then by the time they got to making this, you know, not only did they go a non-traditional route, they also had already an established audience in some ways that only added more to it as it got into theaters, and then word of mouth spread, and it's just exploded.
Well, yeah, and I think that goes to another point that we've talked about before about how democratic the internet is.
Yes.
When there is something out there that people like, people resonate with, it will find disciples. It will find people who will spread the word on that project's behalf without them even asking. And I mean, that's just living proof that when you make something that's undeniably good,
right,
other people will want to share it. Other people will want to watch it with their friends, their family. Yeah. And before you know it, you found an audience because you just made something that was just that good.
Right.
People couldn't ignore it.
Exactly. And I also agree with what you said about how, like, this film went about horror in ways that I haven't really seen, like, you know, whether it's the build-up to the scare or just the sense of dread. I know when we both saw Obsession, I haven't seen Backrooms yet personally, but I plan to. And I remember turning to my left, and I just saw this woman like have a hoodie on, and she like closed.
I saw that too.
The
I saw
hoodie,
that too. Yeah.
So like she can like barely see through like the little slit in her hoodie, and I was just like, if like my reaction could be like an emoji or like a GIF, that would be me. Like,
honestly,
holy cow! I can't recall the last time I've ever been that much on my literal edge of my seat. watching a horror movie, but it was just that good. And also just the performances, like the character of Nikki, like she is in many ways a reason of why that film worked so well.
Well, yeah, and that goes that attests to, no matter the budget, if you bring together the right collaborators in front of the camera, behind the camera, you can make something very special.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Obsession has achieved something that films with 10 times its budget wishes they could achieve.
Right.
And so, yeah, my hope is that Hollywood in general starts realizing that there is a giant pool of talent that exists out there, that if they were given the chance with the right story, with the right budget, as we've seen, it doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be enough to be able to, sustain a production, sustain people's salaries and all that. But in return, they can get, a profitable film out of it. And I mean, for the creators behind these films, that ticket to a sustainable career.
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of talks about this as well, that like instead of putting millions of dollars into one film, give, smaller budgets to all these other filmmakers that if they had this much money that, for a major studio may not be much, but for an indie filmmaker is wonderful, you know?
Yeah, and that's what the writer of American Fiction, his name is escaping me right now, talked about in his Oscar speech.
Yeah.
It's like, don't fund one $200 million movie, just fund a bunch of $4 million movies. You're increasing your output. You're taking a chance of more original stories. We all benefit from that.
Yeah.
And my hope is that this is exactly what this prompts.
Yeah.
Is more original stories get funded, more original stories get a chance taken on them. And the proof is right there of what happens when all the right ingredients come together.
Exactly. And let this be a note to audiences everywhere. All those folks who keep saying Hollywood doesn't make anything original anymore.
Oh, God.
Like, yes, they do.
Hold on.
Yes, they do.
Okay, I'm going to look at the camera for this. You're going to look at the camera for this.
All right, go for it.
If you are one of those people who say Hollywood makes nothing original anymore, you're lazy. You're lazy. Because every single year, there are so many original films that come out that you are just too lazy to go and find. Because they're there. Wherever you are, if you don't have a major theater by you, there's still the internet. There are so many original films that exist. You just got to go out there and find them. But because you don't care to find them, they don't get produced. And because they don't get produced, they don't get made. And then people like you complain that Hollywood doesn't make original films.
Yes.
So how about you practice what you preach and go watch an original film? And then you'll see how many original films there are, and maybe you'll shut up. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I just that is one of my pet, I don't know about you. I have a list of pet peeve phrases.
Yes.
That's one of them. That is one of them.
Is that like top 5 material?
I'd say it's top 3. Oh God, nothing grinds my gears more than people who say that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, it's there. I assure you it's there. You just gotta, look beyond the home page of the entertainment page on whatever site
or
you're
Netflix.
on. Yeah, or
Hulu.
they're there.
Uh-huh.
You just have to take the time to go find them because those people need your support, you know?
Exactly.
If every single person who said that watched an original film, we would have so much more independent media in the world right now. But people would rather complain that there's not enough original stuff and then not watch original stuff. And of course, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, it exists. Yeah. It just doesn't have the marketing budget of, say, a Disney film or...
Well, of course not.
I don't know, 20th Century Fox.
I mean, those films are almost programmed to fail from the start.
Uh-huh.
I mean, an original film isn't going to get, a Marvel marketing budget.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna drink my water.
Yes,
now.
well, you have your water. I'm gonna just add a little bit more to what you said, because another big example of an indie film that made it big was Anora, which of course took home a lot of Oscars, including Best Picture. And I think you told me this stat that the marketing budget for the film, I think was it also the Oscars campaign budget, far exceeded the budget of the movie itself.
It was 4 times the budget of the film.
Right.
And that's exactly my point, Original films are almost programmed to fail because they just simply don't have the budget to spread the word. And so that's all the more reason why supporting independent original films, TV shows, web series, what have you, is so important to protecting the ecosystem of independent media.
So I think we're in the midst of a really interesting, I don't know if like renaissance or transitional period is the right word or phrase, but I'm just so excited for what this means for the future of independent cinema and how to get people to engage and see these projects, to get them to be seen more, and to get people there to see it. So I really look forward to seeing what comes from this.
Likewise.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to go into another lovely segment that we call Spin the Hot Seat, where our lovely producer, Raj, came up with a list of questions that he
definitely thought there was going to be a bigger
mason jar. I also should have gotten a bigger mason jar, but I did not. And so I'm just going to pretend like it is a massive mason jar. You and I have not seen these questions yet. And we're going to see however many we can do. Starting off with... Oh, this is a nice long question. What song would be playing if this year were a scene in the movie of your life?
Oh. What song would you be playing?
If this year were a scene in the movie of your life.
World on Fire by Bo Burnham.
This first song is called A World on Fire. This next song is a little bit...
Oh, is that from his special on Netflix?
Yeah, it's the one where he just screams the entire time.
Yeah. I was going to go with a Bo Burnham song, and I think that's that's...
You can edit it in here.
Yeah.
So that people know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. It's not very long.
It's not
you
long.
Can just, like, Google it or find it on YouTube, and, it's like, what, 3 seconds? Not even?
Not even. That is my choice.
Yeah. I feel like that's also what I would say. Like, no, I could choose something else, but it would never truly encompass the true majesty of that song. So
yes, again, for the record, World on Fire by Bo Burnham.
Yes. So that's one question down, another one to go, which is, what's the most unhinged thing you've done because you thought this will make a great story someday?
I can start. I thought it would be a great idea to scare the scarers at Six Flags Fright Fest one year. Almost got banned from the park for life.
Yes.
Because I found out that there's a rule that you're not allowed to scare the scarers.
You're not allowed to scare the scarers.
No one told me that was a rule. And so I literally army crawled in front of this scare that was like on top of a garbage can.
I think it was.
I scared him so badly he fell off the garbage can and hit his head on the sidewalk. And I got dragged over to I don't know, the head scarer, if you want to call him that. He was basically giving a lecture to a bunch of people, and I thought it was a joke. And then he got up in my face and he's like, "You think this is fucking funny?" And I'm like, "Well, I thought it was funny, but then you said that sentence." And I don't think it is funny.
No, he got right up in your face.
Yeah,
I will say, I got a laugh out of it.
I'm glad you did.
Especially when he fell off the trash can and face planted on the concrete.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm glad that everyone got a kick out of it. I almost got banned from the park because of that. But that was just one of those things where I was like, I'm just going to act now and think later. And I probably should have thought that through first, but alas.
Yeah, but thank you for the lovely entertainment, even if it did almost result in you getting banned from life. For life from the park. I'm trying to think of the most unhinged thing I've ever done, but what comes to mind in terms of especially the last part here of this will make a great story someday, because it already has, was when I recently got pepper sprayed.
Leaving,
going into a bar in River North.
There's video of that.
And there's video evidence to prove that on social media.
You should clip it into this episode too.
Which our good friend John Connect, if you're watching, thank you for showing me this. I woke up one morning and he just texted me saying, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. What are you talking about?" And then he said that he saw a video of me getting pepper spray on social media, and it was all over Twitter, and it was trending. And I was like, "What? There's footage of this? I thought it didn't exist."
Yeah.
But the bouncer, I guess, had a body camera on him. So I guess folks don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
Oh, so you can include a clip of
Yes,
this. Yeah.
there's a clip as I'm talking about it. So I was going out for my friend Josh's birthday. He wanted to go out to a bar. It was a place called Howl at the Moon in River North. As we're going into the bar, this woman just starts pepper spraying the crowd in line to get into the bar. And I was just a person who was there at the wrong place at the wrong time. I got pepper spray within seconds. My face started burning like nuts.
I remember you sent me you called me. I was already asleep that night. And I woke up to a voicemail that you had sent me explaining the whole thing.
Yep.
And I was supposed to go to that party that night.
Yes, you
but I
did.
stayed home because I was just like so exhausted. And I remember thinking at that moment, I'm so glad I didn't go.
Uh-huh. And you woke up to a very, very loud voicemail from me.
Well, because you sounded like you were in pain.
Yes, I was
Like,
in pain.
well,
I was.
And let me be clear, like, I would love to go and support the friend whose birthday it was.
Yes.
But that just sounded painful, what you went through.
Yeah, it
Just
was.
not fun. at all.
But as the question said, it would make a great story someday, and that it did. To the woman who pepper sprayed me, first of all, fuck you for doing that. But also, now I have a great story to tell. So,
Okay.
yes.
I love that's on the record now.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I mean, I can bleep it if needed.
Yeah. All right, one more.
And the last question, what is a risk that you took that completely changed your life? Ooh.
Quitting my PR job to work in video.
Yes.
And there's a story actually to this.
Uh-huh.
So I was working public relations for the
Yes.
first like 2.5 years of my professional career. And I was, making good money and a livable wage. It came with insurance.
Right.
But I knew I wanted to do video. That was the thing that I wanted to do since I was a kid. And that was the thing I was most passionate about. And there was this job that I came across on LinkedIn that I applied to it. And 6 months went by and nothing. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's not meant to happen. And then 6 months later, the CEO messages me and say, hey, we had to, because it was during COVID.
Right.
They were like, we had to halt hiring because of COVID. Are you still interested in interviewing? And I'm like, oh, okay. At the time, I didn't expect to get it because I had no formal producing experience. I taught myself, to produce while we made our films. And I got through every round until I was eventually offered the job. But it was going to be a risk because it was a contract job to start.
Yep.
Like no insurance, could only have 2 days off in 3 months. And there was no guarantee I would be kept on afterwards. So I remember standing on our balcony because we were roommates at the time, thinking like, should I do it? Should I go after the thing, even though it could blow up in my face? Or do I play it safe and keep my insurance? But, video is what I want to do. So I remember thinking like, life, if you're out there, give me some sort of sign I'm meant to take this job. And I shit you not. After I thought that, and I wasn't picky, mind you. Like a pigeon could have shit on my shoulder, and I would know. Okay,
You were open to
there, that's
any
the sign from
sign
life. Like I wasn't
from up
picky.
above.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then, even though it was a clear blue sky, it started raining out of nowhere. It rained enough for a rainbow to form in front of me.
Uh-huh.
And then it became a double rainbow.
Yes.
And then it stopped raining.
Uh-huh.
It's like it rained just enough for that to
Yes.
happen.
And I happen to take video of this moment, which I will add
Yes.
in the edit for this episode.
And I remember seeing that. I called you to the balcony because I was like, this is insane. After I saw it, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, double rainbow just appears the second I need a sign. That says everything.
Yeah.
And so that Monday, I quit my job, went to go work in video, and
now you're an Emmy winner. So
life be crazy like that,
Yes.
man. So yeah,
very crazy.
That was a huge risk, but fortunately, it paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. For me, what comes to mind immediately was the fact that I did speech team in high school and college because I was such an introverted, very socially awkward, shy kid. And the idea of doing speech team, willingly getting up every Saturday for a certain amount of time in the school year to get dressed and go give speeches all day terrified me so much. But I also am very thankful for that experience because I think a lot of the newfound confidence that I have today and a lot of having the courage to do a lot of things that I would have never done in elementary, middle school, and for a few years in high school would have never happened had I not taken the plunge and done that, including getting the Do Speech team with you, especially in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember we were fortunately awarded gold for the national
the national tournament. Yeah.
Which included the final round of giving a speech at 8 a.m.
In front of a crowd of like 300 people.
300 people.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep that much the night before because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And I got up at like 6 a.m. once I realized I couldn't sleep, and I just showered and just started rehearsing my speech like crazy. And somehow, by the grace of God, it happened.
And now crowds don't scare you no more.
No. I mean, I think they still do to some degree.
Not as much as they used to.
Yes, not as much as they used to.
Okay.
Exactly. And so I feel like that helped launch a lot of other opportunities in my life to come my way because I took that leap and did all of that. Scared the living daylights out of me then, but I'm so happy that I did it.
Yeah.
Me
Me too.
too, man. And with that brings us to the end of a lovely solo episode with the two of us. As always, great chatting with you, man.
Likewise.
And look forward to doing another one together in the not so distant future.
Me too.
Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode of Twin Spin. Be sure to leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It takes 10 seconds and helps us make more episodes for y'all. And if you caught the episode, be sure to tag us on Instagram at Twin Spin Podcast and let us know what you thought. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode.